How many times have you heard a coach say, bend your knees and you'll hit a better shot? But it's not that simple. That was good. I see this mistake players making almost every day, losing out on power and explosiveness on their ground strokes and not able to utilize the full potential of it. So in today's video, we'll be discussing how to optimally transfer your weight on your ground strokes or correctly bend your knees, whether you're at the baseline, whether you're moving forward for an approach shot, or you're moving back to hit a deep shot. And we're gonna give you drills for all three that you can do it anywhere. So let's look at the mistake that we see a lot of players make, and then we're gonna discuss how and why that doesn't work. The mistake I see a lot is players moving this way horizontally and then squatting down and then hitting the shot. So an analogy that has worked for me in the past, and I've used this with a lot of my students as well, I tell them to visualize the stroke as not as a squat position, but as opposed to a lunge position or a lunge motion. So when I'm doing a squat, my weight transfer or my energy is all going up, straight up. But if I'm doing a lunge, I am leaning on one leg and then I can go forward from there. So it's gonna be a combination of both, but leaning more towards the lunge position. So when I'm hitting an open stance forehand, I lunge in this position and my weight is on the right leg, and then I transfer that weight when I finish my shot. Same thing happens on the backhand. If I'm doing a neutral stance backhand, I'm shifting all my weight here, and it's not a direct squat position and then up from there, because I'm not able to, I'm using the vertical push from the ground and the ground reaction force, but I'm not able to uncoil and use the horizontal part of our motion on the ground strokes as well. So the lunge position, or if I'm thinking I have to lunge towards the ball and have the weight on one leg and then transfer it to the other, I'm able to execute my ground strokes a lot better. So if I'm moving horizontally, it will look something like this: load and then hit. One of the drills we can practice is gonna be our open stance forehand. We can use that for the backhand as well on the other side, but I'm getting into my open stance forehand. I've got 3 cones lined up, and I'm moving from these two, loading on the leg and transferring my weight, and then finishing on the other two. So I'm gonna do that again. I'm gonna start in my open stance, and then push through, and then finish on this side. Same thing on the backhand. If I'm practicing my open stance backhand, again, load up, and then finish. If I'm doing a neutral stance forehand, there's 2 ways I'm gonna practice this. One is gonna be weight on my back leg with my front leg in the air. So I'm gonna load up, and then I'm gonna learn how to transfer my balance forward. And the next one is gonna be with my front leg, loading on the front leg with my back leg in the air, and then landing on the same leg, which takes us perfectly into our next section, which is gonna be how to move forward and transfer our weight on our approach shots, which is very similar to what we just discussed. Is as I'm coming forward, so imagine this is, say, the service line instead of the baseline, and I'm moving forward. As I'm getting to the ball, I'm loading up in my neutral stance, and then I'm putting all my weight on the front leg, and then I'm going forward and using my hop step to finish my stroke, instead of going forward from here, doing the squat, and then hit this way. I'm actually using the perfect weight transfer to go forward, and then loading up on the front leg and then finishing on the same leg. So now let's look at the footwork when I'm moving backwards to hit a deep ball. So as I'm going backwards, I do not want to go back this way squat, and then hit it again. So as I'm going back, I'm trying to load my leg here, and then from here, I'm loading up into the forward leg. So I'm going back, loading up, and then finishing on the front leg. Same on the backhand side. So I'm going back, I'm loading up on the back leg, and then forward from there. This will ensure that you're able to still get some weight behind the shot and also get some weight transfer going forward, as opposed to something like this or this as you go backwards. A lot of the times when we are receiving those high balls or the ones we have to go back for, we have to hit it around our shoulder height or head height. If you like to learn how to attack those high balls, whether on the forehand side or on the backhand side, with more confidence, then you can watch this video next. And as always, thanks for watching. Much love. See you later.